Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and this is my response to something that Metal Marty Max started. I'll link his channel below. I'm sure if you're watching me, you know who he is, but he started a thing of let Discogs pick 10 random things from your collection, and then you can pull them out and talk about them. I thought that was a really fun idea, and also kind of scary because I've got some stuff that maybe I'm not ready to show quite yet to you guys, but um, yeah, so I thought I would do it. Nothing really too embarrassing in here. Uh, if you want to follow along and do one yourself, you can go to your dashboard on Discogs, go to your collection, and then there's a little button that says random, and it'll just grab something that's in your collection. Also, I've heard on the app you can shake your phone and it will do the same thing. I don't use the app. I've used the app in the past and it was kind of glitchy for me, so I don't use the app. I just use the desktop version, but you can do that too. So we got 10 things. So I'm going to try to keep it tight like Marty did. Under 10. Let's go. All right, first one. Warrior Soul, Last Decade Dead Century, 1991, I want to say. 1990, I was wrong, from on Geffen. This band was getting pretty hyped at the time. I remember they were opening for Metallica on certain tours, and I heard probably The Losers. That was kind of the single that was on Headbangers Ball. Really fun, just kind of a hard rock album. I wouldn't really call it metal. I See the Ruins is a sweet opener. I don't know. This band's might have been lost to history. I'm not sure. I think they're still going. After this, they got super weird. I remember I was so excited to get the second album, and I got it, and I hated it. I like it better now, but this was kind of the one. They did have a resurgence recently. They famously were going to title their new album Chinese Democracy while we're all waiting for Guns N' Roses, and they did. And I saw them live on that tour, and they were selling it. I don't know if there was some legal trouble. I think they only sold it as Chinese Democracy on that tour, and then they retitled it. And then they've done some stuff since then, but I really haven't kept up. But yeah, for some 90s hard rock, little bit alternative, but we're not into grunge yet. Give Warrior Soul a listen if you haven't heard them. All right, next one. Holocaust Live, Hot Curry and Wine. This came out in, I don't know because this is a reissue. I think 81 maybe. It came out after the Nightcomers, and I like the Nightcomers, but I like this one way more. Just the energy of the live set, and there's a lot of songs on here that weren't on the album. Famously, The Small Hours, the one that probably everybody knows from Metallica covering it, is on here. Yeah, really good live album, and a lot of stuff that's not on the studio album. So, yeah, check out Holocaust if you haven't. I feel weird telling people to check out like classic things, but it's always somebody's first time. Who knows? Who knows? You might not have heard of it. So, next one, Wangraven with a word I can't pronounce. Let's try. Fjelltronen. Not only can I not pronounce it, but I can barely read it. So, this was Seder of Satiricon's solo, I guess, dungeon synth, dark ambient project. This came out in 95 on Moonfog. Isan plays keyboards on it, and I believe he wrote the third song, which is all piano and keyboards. To me, this is dungeon synth. I don't know. Like, I'm not an aficionado on the style. It's enjoyable. It's an EP, but it's about a half hour long. The first song is 16 minutes and is kind of the highlight of the whole thing. It's a fun, it's to me, this is background music. It's not something, when you concentrate on it, it's a lot of repetition, and I think when you dig into it, there's not a whole lot going on, at least for me. No disrespect to the artistry of this, but it's just not something that I'm gonna just get home and I'm gonna jam Wangraven. This can be friggin' sweet. It's like a kind of a background thing for me. So yeah, we'll move on. I'm already running long. Spock's Beard. The Beard is Out There. This is a live album. Came out in 1998. This is from their 1995 tour of their debut album. So most of it's the debut album. There's a couple tracks that would be on the second album. This is super positive prog, not heavy at all. So think kind of Yes, I guess. Like, it doesn't sound like Yes, but kind of in that vein. It's not dark at all. Very positive. Long songs. We got a 16-minute and a 23-minute song. Awesome musicians, and Neil Morse, the lead vocalist. He plays keyboards, he plays guitar, is an incredible songwriter. So if you're looking for some kind of prog, kind of uplifting stuff that's not heavy, give this a listen, man. Spock's Beard was really cool. He famously then quit. He quit Spock's Beard when it was basically his band because he had a big conversion into Christianity and decided he had to do albums solely for Jesus. So, but this is the early days of Spock's Beard when Neil was at the head, and that's the best stuff to me. So, Spock's Beard. Oh boy. Massacre Promise from 1996, Earache. I remember seeing this in the store and was like, that can't be the same Massacre, right? And then, I don't know, this was a used copy. I don't know, I probably got it cheap. And when this popped up, I was like, I know this sucks, but I don't remember anything about it. So I had to listen to it today. And holy shit, does it suck. It is sad boy trying to be Crowbar, kind of, like in Chugga Chugga, Pantera, mid-90s, what's cool right now. Cam Lee does tough guy vocals and spoken word parts. There's a super embarrassing like skit in the middle where he and his girlfriend are arguing. Oh my god. I know I've heard Cam Lee's tried to distance himself from this now, but sounds like he was into it at the time. I do not know. This does not get enough hate, man. I think maybe just because nobody knows about it. But you want to shit on Cold Lake? Cold Lake is Bloodfire Death compared to this. This is fucking terrible. It's so bad I almost want to keep it, but I think it's also so bad that I would never listen to it again, so I might be letting this go. So if you really need a copy of Massacre Promise, hit me up. Maybe we can work something out. I knew, just based on statistics, Marillion was probably going to pop up. I have so many Marillion releases. So this is Marillion Marbles Live from 2005. This is basically the first set of their live show they're doing at the time. They put out a DVD called Marbles on the Road, and this is basically the first set with like an added song at the end, kind of as an encore. It's mostly, yeah, all but one song is material from the Marbles album, which was kind of a resurgence for the band. Kind of, why don't I just throw it on the ground? Everybody really liked it, and it was a single disc, and then if you ordered it from them, it was a double disc. You got about another 30 minutes of material on that. So Marbles rules and Marillion rules. So check out Marillion. Next one that came up was the Roots of Sepultura. This is a reissue of Roots. Came out in 96, and it has a bonus disc. The disc one is just Roots again. The bonus disc has some unreleased stuff, some B-sides, some live stuff. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their opinion on Roots already. No, I'm not going to change anybody's mind. I think it's just kind of fun to shit on it now. I still like it, whatever. So this was just kind of a rarity I had to have when Sepultura was like my band, and I had to buy every single and all that stuff. So not really something I listen to anymore, but to be honest, I'm glad to have it. Next up was Tundra with Primordial. This came out in 2008, I believe, on something called Long Ago Records. This is an Italian black metal band. I'll be honest, man, this is kind of middle of the road. They're not going to blow your doors off, but it's an enjoyable listen. The weird thing about this is like they have electronic artists on it that do like the entire intro is some other artist, and then there's a 10-minute kind of suite at the end that one of the parts is completely done by another electronic artist. So there's little curveballs in there to kind of keep you on your toes, and then there's a cover of Lost Wisdom at the end. Yeah, it's fun. It's not something I go back to super often, but it's the kind of thing that I like enough that I keep, but not the kind of thing I like enough that I listen to a lot, if that makes any sense. All right. I was kind of disappointed all these classics are coming up. Hades, Again Shall Be. This is the Full Moon Press version. I think it came, I don't see it, 95, I think. I didn't take notes, but yeah, I mean, just fucking awesome. If you're into black metal and haven't heard this, definitely check it out. I think it's been reissued a bunch of times, so it shouldn't be hard to find. One of the Norwegian bands that doesn't get enough credit. A lot of mid-paced, but very triumphant melodies, kind of inspired by the Viking era of Bathory combined with like the second wave of Norwegian black metal. Just, it's fucking great. Listen to it if you haven't. And then my last one was Kiss, Lick It Up. Let's go. They took the makeup off, you guys. Oh my god, what are they going to sound like? I remember I was just watching some YouTube interviews on MTV, and they're like, was it hard to record this album without the makeup? Like, they're imagining they put on their costumes to record their records, but it was a different time. It was the 80s. I mean, we were all more innocent then. It's a really fun album. The title track is awesome. We've got Dance All Over Your Face, Exciter, Not for the Innocent. It's a Kiss album. If you're into Kiss, you probably like it. If you are not into Kiss, you would probably hate it. But there we go. All right, I missed my mark. I'm at 12 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks a lot, and thanks, Metal Marty Mac, for doing this. This was a really cool idea. It was fun. Later.